Hello everyone and welcome to this basic and advanced Selenium training. So in this session we are going to discuss about the Selenium IDE. So what is our agenda in this session? We are going to discuss about what is automation, what are the different advantages are there, what are the disadvantages of automation, what is Selenium, how to configure the Selenium IDE and hands-on lab. So let's start with the test automation. Now first we have to understand what is meant by automation testing, correct? So what is an automation testing? The testing is performed using an automation tool is called as a automation testing. Okay. So team, how many tools are available in the market? About more than 500 tools are available in the market, right? And out of which this HPQTP and Selenium or UFT and Selenium are the most popular tools in the market. Test Complete is also there, IBM RFT is there, but most of the demand in the industry is for QTP and Selenium. So let's start with the Selenium. So understand the basic concepts about why automation is required, which test cases are getting into the automation, what are the advantages of the automation, and then afterwards we can start with the demo, right? Practical approach. So yes. So what is a Selenium? Yes, as we discussed, it is an automation tool, right? It is an automation tool. It is a freeware. Freeware in terms of open source. It is an open source and QTP it is a commercial tool. So we have to purchase that tool. But Selenium you don't have to purchase it. Right. So Selenium 1, there are different versions of Selenium. Selenium 1 has come up with IDE, then RC remote control and grid. Then the second version is Selenium 2 has come up with IDE, WebDriver replaces RC with WebDriver and grid 2, correct? And Selenium 3 has come up with Sele Android, right, which is used for a mobile based testing, right team? Yes. So let's understand what is IDE and what is the difference between RC and a WebDriver. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment and it is used as a purpose of a record and playback. It's simply called as a record and playback. So this IDE, it is a plugin for Firefox. It works only with the Firefox team, right? So we'll see the demonstration on how to configure this IDE and we can take a simple scenario to validate a login window. So let's start with understand how to configure the Selenium IDE and how to perform a record and playback activity. Correct? And then we'll discuss about this RC, what is the difference between RC and WebDriver in the next section. Yes team, so let's start to configure this Selenium IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Yes. And what is this automation? I will come to this point later on. So just I want to give you a brief idea about the Selenium IDE, right? And the installation and the configuration part. So let's start with configuration part. So I'm going to open a Mozilla Firefox, remember. So it is a plugin for this Firefox, Mozilla Firefox, right? So team, you have to go to the Google and then search for the Selenium download. So once you get into the Selenium main site, Selenium download, right? seleniumhq.org is the main site, and in this site you will get it, this IDE, and the latest version you can download it. The latest version is 2.9.0 Selenium IDE, and the previous version was it's 2.8.0, right? So I'm going to click on this 2.9.0. So when I click on it, it is a plugin for the Firefox. So that's why I opened it in a Firefox. Now it is asking Firefox prevent this site, asking are you going to allow this? Yes, say allow, right? Now it is downloading. Once the download gets done, so it will ask for the installation. So you have to click on the install and restart your browser, correct? So it will get restarted. Yes. Now it is restarted. Now if you go to the tools, right, then you can find out that Selenium ID is there. And here we have a shortcut for a Selenium ID. Either you can go with the Control Alt plus S, or you can click on this shortcut Selenium ID. So I have to click on the Selenium ID. Once I click on the Selenium ID, it opens that dialog box. Now if you see this Selenium dialog box, you have a different sections, right? This window is divided into a different sub windows as well. Now if you see this, there is a test cases there. This pane is called as, it contains the table and the source. Then again the table is again divided into the three different columns like command, target, value, correct, and the logs, whether the result is pass or failed, step by step. Then the references, any help. If you enter some command, then you will get the proper syntax with the different parameters and all this stuff. Then this is a base URL. What is a base URL and sub URL, that we'll discuss later on shortly. And here we have the execution speed, whether you want to execute the script fast or slow. So according to your requirement, you have to just keep it slow or a fast. It is a slided, correct? Now there is again, this is what the entire test suite. You can play the entire test suite. So there are number of test cases are there, and I want to execute one by one. So I have to click on this button. I want to select a particular test case and execute it. Then I can use this, that is a play current test case. Now if you go here, you can find out that now recording, click the stop to recording. So by default, recording is on. So you have to click on the stop button, correct? Now by default it is on, right? When I again launch it, if I close it and again launch it, it will get recording, its session gets started. So I have to go to the options and the options, and just uncheck this start recording immediately on open. Just click on OK button. That. So even if you open it again, it won't get recorded. See, the recording option is not yet on now. Yes. Now we are going to understand what is a base URL, then what is a command, target, value, right? And what is this untitled, when I save this as a test suite or a test case, right? What will be the extension for this, that we'll see one by one. Now we are going to understand the first, the scenario, right? So you can take any scenario like Flipkart login or your Facebook login or any other login, right? So now I want to enter or check, the scenario is to validate login window, to validate login window. So what are the steps are there? The first step is you have to launch this application. Then the second is I have to enter credentials, say username and password. Then I have to click on the login window or login button. Click login button. Then the fifth is I have to click on logout. So login and logout will get done, right? Log out. What would be your expected resulting welcome screen should be displayed. right? So welcome screen should be displayed. Okay. So the scenario is to validate login window, launch application, enter username, enter password, click on login button, and then you have to click on the logout. Then you have to validate whether the login is successfully logged in or not using a different asset command or a verify command. Yes, team. Now what we have to do, we have to record this session. So before going to start a recording, we have to check this or we have to execute it, these steps offline. Okay, we are not going to start a recording. First, I want to check whether all the steps are getting done properly or not, and then I can start with the automation. Correct, using the Selenium IDE. Right. Now we can take a simple example of Orange HRMS login demo site. Correct, or Orange HRMS demo. Orange HRMS demo. So you will get it this, this URL, open source demo, right? Just I want to click on it. So this is what the application is launched. Now the first step is overtake. Getting my point? Launch web application. Yes, it's launched. Now I have to enter a username as admin and the password that you have to enter. Click on login button. Yes, I don't want to remember it right now. And then the welcome admin is getting appear. Now I have to log out. Correct? So hope that all the steps are done properly. So launch application, correct. Then the username is done. Enter password, done. Click login button and logout is also done. And the welcome screen should be displayed. Done. Now next is, now I want to record this steps. Correct? So I have to keep the application under test on one side and the Selenium is on other side. Right? Yes. Now team, see what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a recording. Correct? Now the recording is starting. So I want to launch this application. So what is the URL of this? Correct? So this is called as a base URL. If you see this, the till.com is a base URL, and then the index of PHP, index and all this stuff, right? That is called as a, see if I enter it, right? Orange HRMS is a base URL. Now I am entering admin, correct? Credentials, username is entered. Then again I have to again enter admin as a password. Then click on login button. See, now when I perform the steps, it is automatically generated, right? When I click on this again, welcome admin, then the logout. See, getting my point? Right. Now if you see, these are the already built-in commands are there. So I just want to stop it. Correct? This is called as a base URL, till.com. And if I go ahead with the other stuff like index.php, then the authentication, and then login, this is what it is called as a sub URL. Correct. Now I just want to run and check whether it is getting run properly or not, right? So let's see. Now, okay, I just want to save this as a test case. Go to the file, save this as a test case, correct? And create a folder like Selenium examples. So this is a September's batch. So I just want to keep it a September's Selenium example. Okay, Selenium example. And then I can save this as a test case login. Done. So save this file. Right. The first command, it's open. What is open? So if you see the references, you will get it URL. And this slash is a root URL, means it's open this base URL. Getting my point? Then I enter something into the txt username, right? And the value is admin. Then the type txt password is also admin. Click and wait. When I click on this login button, it is getting open the another window. So it will take a little bit of time to open or launch that application. Welcome screen should be get open for some period of time. So that's why it is printing click and wait command. And the wait is by default, it is 30 seconds. Correct? So that it's like a synchronization point in QTP, right? So by default it's 20 seconds in QTP, but in Selenium it is 30 seconds. You can change the timeout as well if you want. Correct. Now the click ID is welcome. So once you logged in, you will get it there, the drop down, and that the ID is welcome. And click and wait again, log out. When I logged out, it will take a little bit of time to open the original page or the original, the main page. Correct. Now if you see, these are the different commands are there, like open, type, click and wait, and so on and so on. And here we have the target. What is mean by the target? This object or the web elements are identified by what? By ID, by link, correct, by CSS, by XPath, different objects, right? We can identify those objects by ID, by CSS, by name, and so many things are there that we will discuss later on. Yes. So this is what we have already done. Record and playback. It is this test case is already saved. And if I see, the execution is little bit slower. And when I start it again, when I play back it, you can see that the execution is getting, started. It's entered admin, clicked on login window button, right? And it's logged out. Yes, and successfully done. And if you see the log is test cases passed. Correct. We'll do some enhancement into the script also, right? So I want to add some command, then I can click on this and I can insert a new command. Correct. I want to perform a line by line execution. So how to perform a line by line execution? By double clicking on that particular line. So let's take an example. Okay, see, if I open Google page and I want to check whether this one is correct or not, right? So I just double click on it. Now it is open. You see, now when I double click on it, it's green, means this, the target URL is getting open. Now I want to type admin, so just single click on it, double click on it, you will get it the admin. Then again double click on it, you will get it the admin. Click on the login button. See, so now it's not yet executed. Why? Because it was not open that time, right? So that's why it is click and wait is there. I immediately clicked on this ID, so that's why it throws an error that the object was not found. Now if I double click on it, now it's green, and then again log out. Yes, so the line by line execution is also done too. And some enhancement is there, how to create your own commands, that also we are going to check. Correct. So this is how you can perform the record and playback in Selenium IDE. Okay, we will continue with the other session. So thank you so much.